The way it all got started is that I was at the farmer's market one morning in the springtime, and it was beautiful, and there was just this incredible produce everywhere, and I went past a table full of strawberries, and I could smell those strawberries, and I got kind of excited about it. I bought a whole flat of strawberries. It occurred to me that I didn't know what to do with a whole flat of strawberries, which is like 10 pounds of strawberries, before they went bad. And I thought about grand strawberry jam, and so I decided I would make some jam. My interest in pickling and preserving goes way back. I got to spend time on my grandparents' farm, and I got to learn what good food was in that way. Papa grew most of the food they ate, and Gran was a pretty good preserver. And she put up a lot of jam every year. I had such a clear idea, or such a clear memory of what Gran's jam was. And so I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I had no idea of how to do it. And that just sparked this interest, and it was a hobby that very quickly spiraled into a kind of crazy obsession. I'd been working on this stuff for about a year when I began the book. My book has 220 recipes, and it's more or less evenly divided between sweet preserves, jam, jelly, marmalade, etc., and savory preserves, which are pickles. Go back to the beginning of agriculture, 10,000 years, 8,000 years. Preserving was a way to get around winter, or maybe to get through winter. People were starting to ferment cabbage. Why? Because fermented cabbage will last. Preserving was an absolute necessity for much of the world, just because winter is a fact. Today we have a grocery store that is stocked with fruit and vegetable staples year-round. You can get asparagus in January in the Northern Hemisphere. And to me that doesn't make any sense. I feel like something has been lost.
Mm-hmm. Now, carrot, as you know, is a root vegetable.
Agriculture is part of nature. You know, the reason that we have food, the reason that we have agriculture is because of the seasons. You know, spring, summer, fall, and winter. The food arrives for this brief moment. I want to freeze that moment. That's the idea of saving the season. I would like to return to some sense of the seasonal calendar and the pleasure that goes with eating in that way. Every sweet preserve recipe, every jam, every jelly, every marmalade, every cordial that has ever been created boils down to one simple technique: fruit and sugar combined under the influence of heat. This will take maybe 15 minutes. It's quite done, actually. Let's see. Okay. Today we live so much of our time in a virtual reality. We're interacting with screens, we're sitting at computer terminals, we're looking up stuff on our handheld device. And I think that we start to miss the tactile world. And there's something very satisfying about preserving because it is so tactile, it's so sensual. It's nice to go to the market and choose your fruits and vegetables. It's nice to work with fruits and vegetables in the kitchen. It's nice to be able to make something with your hands. And it's nice in the end to have a product which goes into this jar. And at the end of your hour's work or 2 hours of work, you've got a couple of jars. And you keep one for yourself, and then you give one to your mom, and then you give one to someone as a birthday present. And you've got this thing that you've made. The word artisanal or artisan, if you follow them back to their Latin roots, you go back and you find an origin, a root word that is related to art, obviously. It has to do with making something, skilled handiwork. And to me, that's what an artisan is someone who is working with their hands in a skilled way. And you put it on the shelf, and it's good for a year. And I would add some dedication and some experience and some kind of finesse. Then I think there's still some meaning to that word.